If you want to be successful financially, you have to have some really good financial habits in order for you to make sure you're on track to reaching your financial goals. The best way to do this is by paying yourself first. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Ali. I'm a certified financial planner based out of Toronto, and today I'm going to talk about the top 5 things that I do when I get paid to make sure that I'm on track financially to meeting all of my financial goals. So first thing I want to talk about is, what does it actually mean to pay yourself first? Paying yourself first is not complicated. It essentially just means that you are going to allocate some of the money that you have coming in automatically towards your financial goals. So whether that's putting money into savings or whether that's putting money into your investments before you allocate the money to anything else. Now, the reason that this is very, very important is because a lot of people try to save money and they have a really hard time doing so. And the reason for that is because they try to spend all of the money that they have or allocate their money towards other things, and then whatever they have left at the end, they said, you know what, that's what I'm gonna put towards savings. But I can tell you from personal experience, if you go and you do that, you'll actually end up spending more money and save less money over the long term, because automatically your mind shifts in terms of the way that it's thinking regarding this particular situation. So the best thing for you to actually do is to pay yourself first. So put more money towards your savings and put more money towards your investments prior to allocating your money to other things, such as spending it on day-to-day living, your necessities, your wants, your needs, everything like that. Because at the end of the day, if you don't put your money into the savings or into the investments, you're more than likely not going to put as much as you possibly can towards those things to better your financial situation. So now that we have a better understanding of what paying yourself first actually means, I'm going to take you guys through the top 5 things that I do when I get paid to make sure that everything is allocated accordingly to help me reach my financial goals. So the very first thing I want to bring up is the fact that when I get paid after all of my taxes are paid, all of my contributions to CPP as well as EI are paid, and also all of my contributions towards my retirement, including my pension, including an RRSP, where I get to allocate a lot of my retirement. That gets all taken off before the money hits my bank account, because this is something that I'm able to do in the position that I'm in right now. Now, not everybody has the option for a pension plan or a group registered retirement savings plan or any sort of group retirement savings. So in this case, you guys need to make sure that if you guys don't have that, then you need to start doing that on your own. And I'm gonna talk about where this falls into the top 5 things. So now that we've established that, for personally myself, I already have my retirement for the most part taken care of, because I'm already allocating some money towards my retirement. These are the top 5 things that I do. The very first thing that I do is I make sure that as soon as the money hits my checking account, as soon as my money hits my bank account, my pay hits my bank account, I automatically allocate some money towards my savings. Now, this is split into 2 different categories. One is my emergency fund, and the second is for short-term savings. So anything that I'm saving for over the next 6 months to a year, I make sure that I'm allocating that money towards those savings. Now, the way that I do this, these are actually set up in 2 different accounts. They're both sitting in a high interest savings account. One is for emergency purposes and the other one is for short-term savings purposes, to make sure that I have them separated so that I know which account is for which particular purpose. Now, the second thing that I do, I actually put a payment towards my credit cards. Now, personally myself, I know how to manage my credit card spending. So what I actually tend to do is as the money starts to come in, I automatically pay off the balance of the credit card. Now, the reason that I do this is because I don't like seeing a big balance on my credit card. So whether it's $500, whether it's $1,000, whether it's $2,000 sitting on my credit card, I make sure that I'm paying that off. Now, of course, if the credit card balance is quite big, then you may not be able to pay it off completely, but I would at least allocate as much as I can towards that, so then you can reduce the overall balance of the credit card. Now, one thing to note is this might not actually work for you, because at the end of the day, it depends on how much you use your credit and whether or not you're good at using credit, such as credit cards, any sort of lines of credits, anything like that. So this strategy might not actually work for you. But if you are really good at managing that, then this might not be a bad direction to go. So then that way you make sure that you're on top of how much you're putting onto your credit card. That forces me to actually look at my credit card and my credit card statement and my credit card spending. A lot of times I'll look at it at least once a week. Sometimes I'll look at it maybe once every 2 weeks, but I make sure that I'm always putting payments towards the high interest debt. Now, the third thing that I do is I put money towards my medium to long-term goals by investing in either a tax-free savings account, first home savings account, or a registered retirement savings plan. Now, the reason that I bring these three up is because there are tax advantages to each and every single one of these accounts, and each one is used for a different purpose. The registered retirement savings plan is meant to be used for saving for retirement. The first home savings account is meant for you to save for your first home, and the tax-free savings account can be used for a lot of different things. That one is the most flexible out of all of the different accounts. So what I do in these situations is I'll take a look and see what is left over, and I allocate a certain amount towards one of those accounts. And the reason that I do that is because this allows me to push a little bit further ahead to make sure that I continue saving and continue investing in my future. And a lot of times in these situations, you actually end up saving and investing a lot more than you think that you would have been able to. I mentioned at the beginning that I actually automatically have my retirement savings taken off of my paycheck prior to it actually hitting my bank account. And that's just because I had the group retirement savings set up, I have a pension set up and everything like that. Now, if you don't have that set up with your employer, the best thing for you to do is at this stage, put money towards your retirement. So I would definitely take advantage of the registered retirement savings plan and the tax-free savings account for this particular situation. And this is where you setting it up automatically can really help you out in this situation. Of course, everybody's situation is different. So the amount that you allocate towards your savings for emergency purposes and short-term savings, and how much you allocate towards your retirement will really differ from person to person. After I put all of this money off to the side, I take a look and see what is left. So at the end of the day, the most important thing for you to do is to do something that is sustainable for yourself. So the very last thing that I do, the fourth thing that I do here is if I have additional money, say my expenses are a little bit lower than I expected, or it's just a month that I get paid slightly more. A lot of times what you can see is that there might be some money left over. And what I like to do in these situations is I will, depending on how everything is going, I'll either save a little bit more if I know that I need that money for the short term. Or what I will actually do is I will go ahead and allocate a portion of the money that I have left to enjoy my time. I will actually go ahead and plan something, so then at the end of the day, I have something to look forward to. The worst thing that you can do is to constantly save as much as you can and invest as much as you can and not do anything fun. Because what's the point of having money if you can't have fun? Personally, myself, what I like to do to have fun, it's very, very simple stuff. I'm a very simple person. I don't like super extravagant things, but I'll make sure I put some money off to the side, and when I want to have fun, I'll go out, have a good time. Whether that's a little bit of a night out or a couple nights out, going out for dinner, or what I'll do is I'll look for different activities, such as whether it's comedy shows or going to a sports game, or just going out and doing an activity that I didn't do before, right? So I've definitely played around with a couple different activities. I've tried axe throwing, a lot of fun. I like going bowling once in a while. That's a lot of fun for me. Also, sometimes what I'll do is I'll allocate a little bit extra money over a few months, and I will do a little weekend getaway. a little weekend getaway to change scenery, to really enjoy your time and really feel like you're doing something. But again, it doesn't have to be something where you're spending a ton of money. But again, it's the little things that can really get you along the way. And that is just something that I do. So there you have it, guys. Those are the things that I do when I get paid. When I get paid, this is everything that I do. Every single time I get paid, it's the exact same thing that I do over and over and over again. This is all part of my routine. This is all part of the good habits that I've built over time. And this is what works for me. You have to find what works for you. But at the end of the day, remember this. If you are not paying yourself first, you are going to regret it in the future, because this will help you get to where you want to get to financially a lot faster and a lot easier, and not have to struggle as much as you move forward. If you like this video, please leave a like, and also if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to answer those questions. If you learned anything from this video, please share this with your friends and family. At the end of the day, if you learned something from this, I'm sure they will too. It also helps me continue to make these videos to make this information readily available to people like yourselves. As always, guys, stay safe, take care, and we'll see you guys in the next one.